tutorial, we're going to be looking at automation clips and audio envelope clips. The information in this tutorial also applies to the operation of envelopes in the Citrus Generator plugin. Automation clips reside in the playlist window. Each automation clip will have its own channel in the step sequencer. This channel acts as a placeholder to access the channel settings for the automation clip. Creating an automation clip is as simple as right-clicking a parameter control and selecting Create Automation Clip. The new clip will appear in the step sequencer and will be selected. You can then insert the clip into the playlist by clicking with the draw tool in the automation and audio clip area down the bottom. To insert a different automation clip, select a different automation channel in the step sequencer, and then click in the playlist. If you find you have inserted the wrong clip, open up the Options menu on the clip, go to Select Channel, and then choose the correct automation channel. Zoom in on the clip using the zoom box to the right of the playlist window. If you have audio clips there as well, you can switch the focus between audio clips and automation clips by using the focus buttons to the left of the area. You can draw automation in by right-clicking anywhere within the clip area. Once you have a curve and some automation points, you can then manipulate them by hovering the mouse over the point. The cursor will change to a hand. Left-click the point to drag it. And between the points are the curve tension handles. Click on these to adjust the curve. You can change the type of curve from a single curve to a double curve or to a whole curve by right-clicking the point and selecting one of the three. Select Delete to delete the point. A single curve is a standard default curve that can be shaped concave through to straight through to convex by clicking and dragging on the curve tension handle. A double curve is like an S-curve. Clicking and dragging the curve tension handle will alter the direction of the S. A hold curve creates a stepped curve where a value will be held for a period of time. Under the focus switches are the step and slide switches. Selecting step will allow you to paint in curves with the left mouse button. The automation points will be placed according to the quantized settings for the playlist. If you added a curve tension handle, all subsequent automation curves that you paint in will hold that shape. While in step mode, you can quickly switch to drawing hold curves by holding down the Shift key. And you can delete curves either by using the right mouse button or by holding the Alt key while you click and drag with the left mouse button. Next to the step switch is the slide switch. Activate this when you want to change the timing of an automation point as well as shift all the points that lie to the right of the edited point. Note you'll need to switch off step mode whenever you want to manipulate automation points. Any automation clips that you create will have its own channel settings dialog. This contains settings to introduce LFO modulation into the clip. The LFO switch, when turned on, enables and shows the preview of the LFO in the playlist track. Switching on the LFO switch won't stop the effect of any envelopes that you may have drawn in for the selected parameter. Instead, the LFO and envelope will interact together to modulate the parameter. More about that a little bit later. Underneath the LFO switch are parameters that affect the shape of the LFO. Speed adjusts the frequency of the LFO. Tension will morph the shape of the LFO from a pulse wave to a triangle wave to a sine wave and then to a square wave. SK or skew will alter the shape of the waveform from a downward wave through to an upward wave. PW will vary the pulse width of the waveform, and level will alter the overall amplitude of the waveform. When you have the LFO active, you can also draw in an envelope that controls the modulation depth of the waveform. This is distinct from the main envelope that directly controls the automated parameter. This can get a little confusing, so to demonstrate this, I have a sustained pad sound, and an automation clip has been applied to the amplitude of the sound. Now, if the LFO is switched on, you can hear the combination of the LFO and the main envelope curve. If I draw in an envelope onto the LFO waveform, you can hear the effect of the LFO diminished while the effect of the main envelope remains. Note how the waveform updates to indicate the effect of the LFO envelope. If this is too confusing, you can always right-click on the level control on the LFO settings and create an automation clip to control it separately. At the bottom of the LFO settings is the Multiply button. This controls whether the LFO and main envelope values will be simply added together or whether they will be multiplied together. When the values are added, the LFO is simply offsetting the main envelope. When they are multiplied, the LFO is acting more as an amplitude modulator to the main envelope. If you have any audio clips in the playlist, you can edit pan and volume settings directly on the clip. Open the Audio Clips Options menu, go to Automate and select either panning or volume. An automation clip will automatically be placed into the automation clips group corresponding with the selected parameter. To open the other parameter's automation envelope, press the Audio Focus button and select the parameter.